has scored for Nigeria. Goal that wins the first ever footballing gold medal for Nigeria.
Their impressive run to place Edo State in the continental map.
Toby Amazon, look at the clock. I cannot believe it. She's done it again. 2 world records in one night, and she makes history by becoming Nigeria's first world champion.
Alex Iwobi decides to go early. Chukwueze shapes the shoot, gets some spaces. Osimhen! And the flag goes.
Yes, club football is back after what many has described as a trouble-filled international break with Nigeria at the center of it all. As we speak, the players are back to their respective bases and are set to don the colors of their club. Nigerians still await what the possible verdict of the Confederation of African Football CAF would be as far as the ordeal of the Super Eagles in Libya is concerned. My name is Matthew Okugbe saying welcome once more to another episode of Sportsville. So much to truly dissect on today's package, and the top guys are in the studio. Tony Ubani is here, 5-time Olympian Bose Kafo, and the big man himself is also making a return, Frank Ilaboya. And together we are set to sail. We also have something on karate. It is the 10th edition of the Aisha Zainab Saleh International Karate Championship, Women's Open precisely, going down today, the finale in Lagos. We'll be looking at that, and she is also lined up to join us live on today's package. We also have something on the MPFL, as well as several stories making the rounds in the ever exciting world of sports. We are set. We hope you guys are ready to do this with us.
Download OneXpress app and enjoy the variety of sports anytime, anywhere. OneXpress app at the heart of the game.
Yes, beautiful atmosphere to talk sports on this amazing frequency. If you just joined us, you haven't missed much, because we are just getting started. My name is Matthew Okugbe. The show is Sportsville, and the top guys are here in the studio. We're saying welcome to Tony Ubani.
Thank you so much, Matthew, and of course, thank you to our esteemed viewers. I must say, that Africans are on the edge, and indeed, the world indeed are also watching the Confederation of African Football, knowing which way the decision will go between Nigeria and Libya. It's a very, very tense atmosphere, and of course, it will define, football in Africa.
And Frank, welcome back.
Thank you so much, Matthew. It's my pleasure to be here on the show today, talking about football, talking about that sport, and the big one, Nigeria versus Libya, to be or not to be.
Interesting. And we also have 5-time Olympian, the ever delectable Bose Kafo.
Yes, Matthew, I'm always here. Well, we're talking about governance. How we're looking at what is happening. Even we're looking at the performance of Nigerians as the African president in table tennis. What about the Libya Nigerian? We were looking at the decision making of the IOC. So we'll be looking at governance, the governance of sports.
Yes, Tony, in the course of the week, one individual who also served at the very highest level as far as the politics of football in Africa is concerned, in Nigeria, Dr. Amos Adamu also said Nigeria needs to play the sport politics more. At this time, the focus, the axis with CAF, the Confederation of African Football, expectation and what are the likely sanctions we are looking at that will be suited for an issue of this nature.
Yeah, thank you so much, Matthew. I think that I listened to Dr. Amos Adamu very well. And of course, he is somebody that knows. He has been there. And of course, he knows the politics. He knows those who are involved. And honestly, I agree with him. I think that the Libyans ordinarily, overdid things. They overstretched their mark, their limits. And I think that's why almost everybody is looking at them. But Matthew, things are not just done on emotions. The decision making body of CAF, the CAF resolution body, are not going to be looking at the emotions. Facebook will not be contacted, and of course, they are not going to take considerations of what people are saying and the emotions of people. Emotions are really very high, but I think that the onus lies on the Nigeria Football Federation. They are not going to contact you and I. It is what the Nigeria Football Federation presents. They are going to look at it on the face value and, of course, make their interpretation. But on a personal note, Matthew, I say, I think that the eye of the storm, why this thing is in the eye of the storm, is the fact that it's a national team. This is a road that we have traveled severally. I, as an individual, I have been to Libya for about 2-3 times and have equally been caught in the middle of this. Emotions do not win protests, and exactly that is my fear. But then I must also confess that Libya overstretched the mark, and of course they deserve to be punished.
Yes, emotions aside, Frankie Laboya, but it's obvious to all and sundry. Even the blind, they said, could see, could feel what the Libyans did to the Super Eagles.
Yeah, Matthew, I've always known that the Libyans are very tricky, or the North Africans are always tricky when it comes to football of this nature, either at the club level or the national level. But the one I was shocked with the type of human treatment meted to our players in Libya on Sunday till Monday morning. And to me, the most worrisome aspect was that the pilot said that he was out to divert the plane as they were descending. Now, tell me, that could have been catastrophic. Assuming that there was, mishap, what would you have been saying today? Well, I am happy now that the CAF have stepped in and they have said that giving the Libyans this afternoon today, to respond to the petition put up by the NFF. And like Tony said, I just hope that our petition is tight enough. When it comes to case of this nature, where you have a disciplinary committee, dominated by the Arabs, your petition has to be very, very, very tight. Not subjected to emotions. But outside football, outside what NFF have done, I am calling on the federal government to make a strong case against the Libyans, or the Libyan authority. Because we are talking about human life here. We have to make a statement that Nigerian lives matter. If, for instance, when at the point of diverting, there was a mishap, what would we say today? This is actually outside football. I think Nigerian government should make a very, very strong statement, the type that would deter other countries for doing that in the future. Like Tony said, we'll be having this issue at the boat club level. It's because our response has not been very tame. I think this is the time. It's high time we made a very strong statement. Not just the NFF now. Let the federal government, through the AU, make a statement so that other countries will learn from it. But I think we'll get out of it.
Interesting. And boss, let's look at it this way. Some persons will talk about sport politics. What does sport politics has to do with the inhuman treatment melted on the Super Eagles that we saw in the hands of the Libyans?
Sport politics has everything to do with this, because we are not playing the politics, because we're only dancing around the policies. And even the policies over here in Nigeria, we mingle with it, we change it. And look, culture has a lot to do with governance and especially sport. So the Libyans, they are playing towards their culture, and it is the culture that dictates the society. And if you have more of that culture in sports,
I think
it will have a lot to do.
No, this is football, okay? I think football has so culture, it has so language, it has so the boundary. I think the Libyans or the North Africans have taken this thing for a long time.
Yes.
That is why I'm looking for a lasting solution. Tony, I just told you about Limba. Most clubs that have gone to South Africa, to the North Africans, they always come back with a very, very sad tale.
Yes.
And I think there is need for us. There is need for us. And one of the ways they remain is to ensure that we are present in the of these committees.
Yes.
Like the Arab nation now had that they are already gagging up, they are back in Libya, and they are more
naturally.
They are more in these politics. They are more. How many Nigerians, apart from our opening Kamanju, I don't really see anybody who is in that committee.
Yes, interesting conversations. We hope that the Confederation of African Football will make a decision, give a verdict that will be suitable, that would also serve as a deterrent going forward for teams as well as nations who involve themselves when it comes to these antics, not too good antics, as far as football on the continent of Africa is concerned. We are doing a breather at this time, and when we return, we'll be talking plenty of karate. It is the 10th edition of the Zainab Saleh International Women's Karate Open, and the finale holds the day in Lagos.
Download One Express app and enjoy the variety of sports anytime, anywhere. One Express app at the heart of the game.
Consistency is key to the growth and development of sports in Nigeria, and one individual that have shown that level of consistency is a woman of many parts, Aisha Zainab Saleh. Today we celebrate the 10th edition of the annual Aisha Zainab Saleh International Women's Karate Open, and today we are looking at the finale in Lagos. She joins us live on the show at this time, and I must say it is a pleasure to have you join us on Sportsville this afternoon.
Okay, you're most welcome. Nice to be here with you.
Yes, the widely talked about Karate Open, you started in 2014, and now we are here in 2024. It keeps working stronger, keeps going. Talk to Nigerians, take us through the whole process, how it started, and where we are at this time.
It's so interesting when people ask me this question, and I like to go back a little bit. I've been technical director for the Lagos State Karate Association, and I remember that when we first started in 2014 and we were trying to design the programs for karate, one of the things that came up was to have a solely female event. So I said to myself, you know what, this is something that I want to do, because I want to try as much as possible to uplift women for various reasons. I believe karate is a mode of self-defense, and I really do believe that everybody, especially women, should have the knowledge to be able to protect themselves when they find themselves in uncompromising situations. The society today is it's not a good one. You find that there's a lot of issues of domestic violence and rape. So this, apart from wanting to uplift the technical abilities of our athletes, I also looked at this aspect of it, trying to ensure that women can actually practice the sport. And I decided to do this through competition. So the idea came up in 2014, and that is when we started in 2014. So this event started 2014 and has been going on, well, I'll say 11 years, but because of COVID in 2020, we could not host the event. So this ideally should have been the 11th edition, but like I said, because of COVID, it's the 10th edition. So in terms of the journey so far, is that we've gained momentum over the years. It started off as a discussion, a dream, and then of course a reality. We started off with how many athletes. Today we see the registration going all the way to 250 athletes registering for this event. So no way, no how, it's not making an impact. So what's actually happening is, as you're seeing the athletes coming out for this event, you're also seeing the referees coming out from the event, and of course the coaches that are accompanying their athletes. So the more you have every single aspect of karate, when I'm talking about karate, I'm talking about the athletes, I'm talking about the coaches, I'm talking about the referees. As they come out, they learn more, they understand more, they understand the competition rules more. So you will continue to see a consistent rise in the technical abilities of everybody. So irrespective of who you are, whether you're an athlete, a coach, or a referee, we're noticing remarkable, progress in terms of everybody's capability under where they are. So yes, I can say that I've seen remarkable progress, and I'm really grateful for that.
Yes, 10 years, interesting, a decade. This is no mean feat at all. But some persons would also like to put it this way. Where do we go from here? And talk to us about the level of support and recognition this event has gotten over the years from the International Federation.
In terms of recognition internationally, the World Karate Federation and the African Karate Federation are very aware of what I'm doing. Whether it's going to become an event that they may want to involve themselves in is a different thing altogether. For me, I would love to say and to hear and to know that the World Karate Federation can say to me that, look, this is a very good and laudable activity that you've been doing over the years. We've been watching and we want to support. So it's better to have the support than for them to say that they want to take over completely in terms of, saying that they want to, maybe run it as theirs. Yes, when I say support, no matter how we want to look at it, we still have to follow the guideline of the World Karate Federation when we're running these types of events, because we are affiliated to them. So as you see this event, it is following World Karate Federation guidelines. So what I'm just trying to say is that it would be good for them to have more involvement and say, look, we want to be a part of this. Maybe not take it away completely in terms of the name, but yes, we want to, involve ourselves a little bit more. We want to take it onto the world level. That would be my dream if that can eventually happen.
Yes, before we let you go, it's no news. Sports does not get plenty of funding in Nigeria, especially when it is not football. How have you been able to sustain this initiative for a decade? Talk to us on the level of support you've gotten from individuals, the private organization, in keeping this alive for a decade.
Well, the truth of the matter is that I've been the one solely sponsoring this event for quite a long time. And apart from myself, I've always reached out to my family and friends who have always been extremely supportive. Once they know that my event is coming up, the next thing you think, they'll donate this amount of money, they contribute this amount of money, and nothing is ever too small. So I can never be any more grateful to my family and friends for being able to support me all these years. That is what really has been happening. Now, in terms of sponsorship, we've not really done well in terms of that. And I don't know what to say. I don't know why it's such a problem for other sports in Nigeria, if we're not football, to get sponsorship from people. Last year, I tried, I've tried in many ways to be able to put the word out there, letting people know that we really need sponsorship for this event. Last year, I got a sponsor, a financial institution called VFD, and I was really happy they were able to donate towards the trophies, the medals for the event last year. This year, I was able to get a bank, Afrexim Bank, who was able to, sponsor a little bit towards the championship. But the main goal of their sponsorship was to be able to take or to be able to sponsor 2 female athletes to the World Championship, which I'm just coming back from. Now, in terms of when I was writing to them to let them know, I mentioned that my dream would be to take 2 athletes for the World Championship, for them to experience what the World Championship was. And they were able to grant that request. But you know what? Their visas did not come out. So this is another issue that we have. I cannot say what the modalities were or what the issues were. The federation tried as much as possible to see how they could get the visas to come out, but it didn't come out. So what I'm just trying to say to you is that they honored my request and wanted to give the opportunity for me to be able to take 2 athletes out of the country. You know, I would love to do more. And I, you know, like I've mentioned, I want to so sponsorship is not forthcoming, you know, and we need that. It's a laudable event. It is something that is going to the grassroots. So if you look at it, we're getting people from the grassroots to come up, and we're building quite a lot of them.
Yes, we say all the best to you and the rest of your team. Mama Karate, as you are fondly called, Aisha Zainab Saleh. We hoped that you continue, keep the level of consistency, and we would continue to give our support, especially all of us from the Sportsville family. All the best.
Thank you so much for, you know, taking your time out to interview me today. And I just pray that more people will come out, more people will come and watch, so they actually can understand what it is I'm doing. Thank you so much.
Well, as you know, Zenith Bank is the leader in our industry, and one of the pillars for the bank is to give back to the society. This is just one of the initiatives of Zenith Bank. It's a CSR. We've been doing this for about 17 years now, and we see the impact of what we have done thus far. A lot of the players, as you know, have gone on to the Olympics and major internationals all over the world. We see a lot of the players, the ladies, also playing in major leagues all over the world. So it's encouraging for us to continue to give back to the society, to see the impact that giving back has made in the lives of the players and putting Nigeria on the map in the world. So it's a thing of pride for us, and we're very happy to be associated with this Zenith League.
Zenith Bank is doing it big as far as the women's Zenith Bank Basketball League is concerned. Tony, it was a finale to truly savor, a finale to truly behold, and we hope that this continues.
In line with what you said, that's why the GM, the CEO of Zenith Bank PLC, Dame Dr. Adora Umoji, you know, who was ably represented by General Manager Mrs. Olatilewa Akinwunere, said that Zenith Bank will continue, you know, to sponsor basketball and place it on the world map. Frank, if you remember at the Olympics, if not for basketball, I think that Nigeria would have just come back without even recognition. No medal at the Olympics, but basketball made Nigeria walk with their noses in front.
Yes,
of Zenith.
Interesting. More corporate sponsorship for sports in Nigeria. I must tell you, that is the way to go. All around the world, some persons will tell you governments only create an enabling environment while the private sector funds sports as much as possible. It is match day 8 in the Nigeria Professional Football League, and Ahmed Musa is slowly putting smiles on the faces of fans of Kano Pillars. So we'll be talking this and more at the other side.
Download One Express app and enjoy the variety of sports anytime, anywhere. One Express app at the heart of the game.
Yes, match day 8 in the Nigeria Professional Football League. We saw several midweek fixtures, and Kano Pillars is truly Ahmed Musa and the rest of the players, the likes of Rabiu Ali, are giving Kano Pillars fans plenty to truly savor. We're looking at fixtures going down today. Ikorodu City, struggling Ikorodu City will be at home against Lobby Stars. It will be Shooting Stars entertaining Katsina United. Kano Pillars will file out against Kwara United. Abia Warriors will lock horns against Plateau United, and Tornadoes will be at home comfortably hosting Rivers United. Some of the fixtures, we're also looking at other games. Rebel Stars will be at home against Bendel Insurance in Ikene. Aqua United will lock on Lions against Enugu Rangers. Sunshine Stars will entertain Nasarawa United. Bayelsa United will be at home against Atlant, while El Kanemi will file out against Eimba. Yes, all to truly play for as far as the MPFL is concerned. So go out there, respective venues close to you, and support the best of Nigerian football. In the EPL, a Super Sunday awaits Liverpool hosting Chelsea in a cracker. Somebody definitely might just nick this one and go way up as far as the table is concerned. We'll be discussing this as we sign out at the other side.
Take off into a world of casino games and find your new favorites. Play a few rounds of roulette and see if Lady Luck's on your side. Land those winning combinations in slots and take a hefty bite out of their jackpots. Discover much more games on the 1xBet, where fortune awaits.
Yes, the last part of the show, but before we talk the English Premier League, one big one come the 11th of November. Edo State is already agog, and the build-up to that novelty match for the governor-elect is almost upon us, and some individuals are already talking tough as far as lacing their boots to come out of retirement. The likes of Tony Ubani and several other top guys would be coming out of retirement to truly play on that day for the governor-elect, Frankie Laboya.
Honestly, it's going to be a wonderful one. The Ogbe Stadium is going to be on fire, but this time around, it's going to be for the governor-elect. You record that on the 12th of November, the new governor will be sworn in. Yeah. And on a day before, it's on the 11th. So this novelty match is planned at the Sababuda Stadium. And the governor wants to use one to usher in the new administration. Also to prove to everyone that he's a sports-loving governor. Apart from sports-loving, very youthful governor, and he's going to play that day. We also have so many extra-national that are going to play. Felix Wolabi just called me that, Frank, I want to be in Benin. And so many of them are coming, and some of the politicians, even the chairman of the party, Jared Tedebe, who is also a football president, told me that he used to be a very good goalkeeper. Yeah. I want to show you that day. And Tony just telling me that he's going to play, you know, the Maradona of sports. It's going to be fun. It's an opportunity for people to get together, you know, with the government well, you know, usher him in a grand style. So Benin is going to be wonderful. I'm sure that Sports Week will be there to capture the fine moment for our viewers. I'm not going to play. Don't ask me. I'm going to play.
Yes,
we know you won't play.
Yes,
you play other games.
No football. I'm going to be on the sideline. I'm going to be the chief coach on both sides.
Yes, yeah, we are looking forward to that. And also, quickly, we're signing out with the EPL. Liverpool up against Chelsea. 4:30 p.m. today. It's good. Promises to be a cracker. Tony, we're signing out.
Yeah, Matthew, not really. I think that 70% will be going to Liverpool. But remember that Chelsea, Palmer can always palm, yes. And of course we have seen so many other. I think Chelsea is on the ascendancy. You never can predict them. If Liverpool take them, for a ride, I think that Chelsea will definitely be taking the victory song. To the bridge.
And Frank, we hope to see you again next week, if possible.
Yeah, I want to say the congrats to the new coach of England,
Gary Southgate.
Yes.
Sorry, Tuchel.
Yes. If the owners of football are getting foreign coaches, why are we not getting foreign coaches?
No, but Frank, I think the thing that I enjoy most in the appointment is the promptness.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the transparency.
Yeah.
That's exactly they interviewed 10 coaches. Both home indigenous coaches, and came out with that appointment of touch and go, Tuchel, which everybody is applauding to.
The size of the show for today. Remember, the conversation continues across all our social media platforms on your screen at this time. Let's keep talking sports 24/7. I remain Matthew Okugbe. Also saying thank you to 1xBet for once again making the show possible. I will return next week with another loaded package. Bye for now.
Emmanuel Amunike has scored for Nigeria. Goal that wins the first ever footballing gold medal for Nigeria.